You know how some restaurants just get it right? How the whole evening feels completely seamless? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden choreography behind every perfect meal. It's called the service sequence.
Seriously, think about it. You walk in, you're seated, you eat, you pay, and it all just flows. It feels totally effortless, almost like magic, right? But what you're actually experiencing isn't magic. It's a highly structured, repeatable process that's designed for perfection.
So, let's break down this performance act by act. We're going to start with the art of service itself, then look at the prep work that happens before the doors even open. After that, we'll dive into the main event, the dining experience, followed by the graceful exit, and even what goes on after the last guest has gone home.
At the very heart of this whole thing is what's called the sequence of service. And trust me, it's not just some fancy industry term. It's the secret script, the foundational playbook that makes sure every single person on staff knows their part inside and out.
Look, any restaurant can have a checklist, but the great ones, they turn that list into a performance. Think about it this way. A checklist says, pour water, but the performance is noticing a glass is half empty and refilling it without ever interrupting a conversation. It's all about anticipation, not just ticking a box.
So, where does this performance actually begin? It's not when you walk through the door. Nope. It starts hours before, behind the scenes. This is Act 1, where the stage is set for the whole night.
The show really starts way before you even think about dinner. It begins with super detailed preparation, from staff briefings to carefully managing reservations. That briefing, they might be discussing the specials or maybe noting that the couple at table 7 is celebrating their anniversary. It's all about sharing intel before a single guest arrives.
And just look at the level of detail here. This isn't just about cooking. It's about having every single piece of the puzzle ready to go. Every polished glass, every perfectly folded napkin, every prepped ingredient, each one is like a line in the script, making sure the show runs without a hitch.
And now, the curtain rises. The doors are open and the main performance is about to start. This is where all that behind-the-scenes choreography becomes visible, and the guest journey really kicks off.
You know, that very first interaction is everything. A warm, genuine welcome makes you feel expected, like you're truly wanted there. It's the huge difference between hearing a flat, "How many?" versus a warm, "Welcome back, Mr. Smith. We have your favorite table ready." One's a transaction, the other is recognition.
Okay, next up, taking the order. This is so much more than just writing things down. A great server is like a guide. They're there to help you navigate the menu, maybe suggest a perfect pairing, and make you feel totally confident in your choices. It's a conversation.
And here we go, the main event. The delivery of food and drinks is probably the most visible part of this whole dance. It demands perfect timing from the kitchen, perfect timing from the bar, and this precise, almost silent placement at the table. When it's done right, plates just seem to appear.
Now here's a step that most of us probably don't even think about, clearing the table between courses. It's not just about tidying up a bit, it's about resetting the stage, creating a clean, fresh canvas for the next part of the meal.
Making a great first impression is critical, but honestly, the final impression is just as important. This last act of the experience has to be handled with just as much care to leave you feeling great as you walk out the door.
Let's talk about the bill. This is the last official point of contact, and the goal isn't just to get paid. It's to check in one last time, to make sure everything was fantastic, and to genuinely thank the guest for coming in.
You could have the best meal of your life, but a clumsy, awkward payment process can leave a bad taste in your mouth. This final step has to be smooth, efficient, and professional. It reinforces that feeling of being cared for, right up to the very last second. So the last guest has left. The lights are dimmed, but the work is definitely not over. The performance continues, even after the audience is gone, to reset the entire stage for the next day.
This is the essential reset. Everything gets cleaned, cleared, and put back exactly where it belongs. It might be the least glamorous part of the job, but it is absolutely critical to making sure the restaurant is ready for another flawless performance tomorrow.
All right, so let's bring this all home. Why go through all this trouble? Why this intense focus on a sequence, on a script, on this whole choreography? What's the point? Well, the result is everything. This choreography is what creates incredible efficiency. It guarantees that amazing consistency you expect every time you visit. It projects total professionalism. And all of that comes together to turn a simple meal into a truly memorable experience. And that's really the key.
It's a dance you aren't even really supposed to notice. You're just meant to feel its effects, that seamless flow, that feeling of being totally taken care of, that sense that everything is exactly as it should be.
So next time you're in a really great restaurant, I want you to look a little closer. See if you can spot the quiet cues, the perfectly timed steps, the silent communication between the staff. Will you be able to see the invisible dance happening all around you?